So the third part. My resident had actually stepped out. It was just me and the attending in the room. It would have been an exciting experience to show her. Put it this way, he couldn't figure out why there was no color change. I couldn't figure out in the beginning, and then I realized there needs to be color change to be in exchange from the heart to the lung and the lung to the heart. If the lung is not working, or the heart's not working, or both are not working, there will be no color change, or if the number's too low. And then noticing the monitor, it was flatlined. Oh my God, she's dead. I start doing CPR on her. I'm pretty strong. I could do 2-hand CPR, 1-arm-handed CPR. I'm pretty good at this. The machine only said good compressions. Those ACS pads now with a chest compression device on the middle, I'm sternum, will tell me I'm doing good CPR. There are witnesses out there that have proven me right. And I've proven them right by the machine saying that I'm right. Good compressions. The ENT attending replaces the Shiley. He actually takes my fingers like, yo, something's wrong. He's like, yo, I think this lady's dead. This is why there's no color change. He even takes my finger and he's like, hey, do you feel tracheal rings? In the same stoma that he had just created, the surgical site. He had actually done a trach. He didn't do a crike. A trach. Because I didn't recognize this as anatomy. I recognized this mutual handshake anatomy. Right? Thyroid cartilage, cranial cartilage. Cut. He went below. He went right here. He bluntly dissected it. And I put my finger, yo, that seems like it. He puts that Siley back in, inflates the cuff, put the end title. With my CPR, we don't have end title quantitative CO2 monitoring yet. There's color change now. I do pulse check, flatline. There's no color change when he's bagging. Put it this way. You know how this is a bad omen? The anesthesiologist who was getting part of this case, who the ENT had called in, was so worried about the case, he wanted to assess the airway for this lady. And realizes, I'm looking for this case. And he sees the ENT attending, he's like, uh-oh. He sees the ER attending, uh-oh. Are you looking for that Ludwig's angina patient? Yes, it's her. And he's like, I guess this case is canceled or delayed. Forever. Her cause of cardiac arrest was respiratory arrest that was impending. And that's why I tell you guys, man up and doing a surgical airway. This lady was going to get transferred because we didn't have ENT at the time. If we didn't have it, you would have done the surgical airway. And there's no way no EMS person would have picked this patient for transport. This would have not been a stable airway on a helicopter, an airplane, Learjet, I don't care, or a boat or a flying saucer. You would have done the definitive airway. She passed away. I cried with my resident when I told her what happened. Later, the family said she didn't even want to be here. I forced her to come in. She got guilted to come here. And the son said this was my hero. He didn't want her to die. She actually visited kids in in Poland, in those ghettos that were locked away, that the Nazis had had placed the Jewish people. And she at night, not being Jewish, but being in Poland, would visit with candy and newspapers and water. And she survived it this far, and she survived to raise a son who loved her so much. He brought her to the emergency room to save her. I couldn't save her, and I was crushed. Even if I found out she was DNI later, and I had not asked that in the beginning. Be brave, be bold, get that surgical airway in if you need to. Or go through the nose if you could. But I know if the nose endoscopy is not available, be ready to do that surgical at any time, at the drop of a hat. Another reason to have a 10 blade wherever you're at.